Hello YouTube, I'm here from Blue Noodle Studios and today I'm giving you the first episode of my Beginners Premiere Pro series. So I'm just going to go ahead and open Premiere Pro from my dock as I explain what the series is going to be about. So in this series I'm going to be just giving you a rundown of the basic editing tools and as it goes on I'll get much more advanced. In this episode I'll probably be doing the basic things like creating new documents, what the workspaces are like, and it's going to be the same for the next few episodes, and then we'll get into more advanced editing, better techniques and ways to make your editing workflow faster, how to use the settings in Premiere Pro, keyboard shortcuts, more visual compositing sort of stuff, and really cool videos. So here we are. This is the launch screen of Premiere Pro, which is where you create a new project or open a project, as you can see here. Here I've got some of my other videos about the iPhone 5 and my Jambox review, and I've also got a few school videos. So the first thing that you want to do is create a new project. You can open a project here, which is quite self-explanatory, but today we're going to create a new one. And so in here you have all of these sort of settings. Scratch disks is basically where you would like things to go. So what happens is as you render your video, when you're trying to edit it and watch it through smoothly, it's going to create heaps of clips which are going to use up a lot of hard drive space. So for example, what you may possibly choose to do is put video previews on an external, maybe 2 terabyte video hard drive. You may do the same thing with these. It's just up to you, so you can go through these. So this is for video previews, audio previews, captured audio and captured video. And we can come back into general, and this is just some of the basic settings. Usually you'll like to keep these the same. Action and title safe areas you don't need to worry too much about. These are what you'll see when you make a title, just to make sure that your titles won't be clipped on any different sized screens, which is used a lot as a tool for television. Then if we come into video, you can have a time code or the frames in the little time shower. And then you have audio things, and you also have the capture format, whether you want HD video or digital video. But that's all stuff that most of the time you don't have to worry about, and if you do, it would probably only be to change this capture setting. And so then you can choose a location for your document and give it a name. I'm going to call it Introduction, if I can learn to spell, Introduction Tutorial. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and then it will open up our document. It will open up this new window where we can choose the settings for our sequence. So before was just the basic settings, a few things. It's more about, I guess you could even relate it to system preferences, whereas this is more about the particular sequence that you're creating. Now, you can usually have one sequence in a project, but you can have as many sequences as you want within a project. If you know After Effects, it's sort of like compositions. Most of the time you don't have to worry too much about it, but for example, one thing that I'm doing with an animation video that I'm working on at the moment is that basically in the main sequence there's video, and it zooms into an IMAX screen, and then there's supposed to be animation displaying on the IMAX screen. So then I created a new sequence, made all that animation, and then put that sequence into the main sequence, and that animation was just one layer in the timeline rather than heaps. Okay, so that's basically what sequences are. So now that we've got all of these different settings, we need to choose one. So in here we have AVC. Most of these are really quite complicated. AVCHD is one that you may want to use, so you can come into 1080p, 720p. These are all really self-explanatory. It just depends on what kind of camera you've got and what you want to use to display it. Generally for myself, I nearly always use HD video and then HD 720p 30 frames a second, so that's what these numbers represent. You can also, I could use 1080p. I do have a 1080p camera, but most of the work I do is for YouTube, and 720p is just a lot quicker and it makes the whole workflow quite a bit easier. So I've got HD video, 720p, 30 frames a second, and we can give our sequence a name. Usually I just, to be honest, leave it at sequence 01, and then I'm going to hit OK. And now finally we've done all of this, and now our new sequence or project is going to open up. So now here you can see that we have this timeline we have this place for viewing the video, and we have all of these different controls here. I've actually customized this a bit myself, so I'm actually going to go reset current workspace. Press yes, and this is what I'm pretty sure it will look like for you when you first load up Premiere Pro. So that's it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking more about the workspace and the different functions of like the timeline and the project window and what all of these different things mean. And in the next few episodes, I'll be going into customizing and creating your own workspaces. Like I've created one which I just randomly called OptiEdit, so I can have the full timeline here. And so I'll be showing you all those sorts of things. So thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out more than you could possibly imagine. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.